Well, the president of the Patriotic Alliance is Gayton McKenzie. He's with us now. Gayton, good afternoon. Thanks very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for having me.
So, the figures I have, I notice you aren't on some of the projections. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But the figures I have, you've got about 1.3% Nelson Mandela Bay, 2% in Joburg. That's above the Freedom Front Plus, I notice. About 1.5% in Cape Town. How are you feeling?
Well, I don't really worry about the fact that nobody saw us coming. Or nobody wanted to see us coming. Let me rather put it that way. Nobody wanted to see us coming, but the fact remains that, particularly in the Western Cape, the very few municipalities will be able to form a government without us there. That's a fact. In the city of Joburg, that's another fact. In Ekurhuleni, that's the most undeniable fact that we will be part of a coalition. And that's our type of politics, because of the people that we represent. We are going to be in... There's 12 hung municipalities in the city of Cape Town, in Western Cape, and there is 4 or 5 in Johannesburg. We will definitely be part of them.
So, I mean, different parties have said different things about coalitions.
Sure.
And I mean, some of what they say on the floor of the Results Operations Centre, I know could change. But, I mean, some of them have said we're not going to do a deal with this party, or I know in 2016 the AIC said we'll only deal with the ANC, for example, in Ekurhuleni. Do you have any principles that you can say now, this is what will make us go into a coalition, this one?
Well, we don't worry about it. You don't have these personal things of people like, I don't talk to this one, I don't talk to this one. You're not representing yourself and your feelings and your own beliefs. You represent the people's needs, not ideologies. Ideology doesn't buy food. Ideology doesn't do. The PA, we're willing to negotiate with anybody. If the AWB still existed, we would have gone into coalition with them. We are very clear. We know what we want. We want illegal foreigners gone out of this country. We know we want people to get bailout when it comes to rates and taxes. Those are the type of things that we're looking at. We know that nobody can make us do wrong things. The problem with people is when they want to impress voters, they say things like, we will not talk to the ANC. The DA is running around saying today, this one said they wouldn't talk to the ANC. Tomorrow they say we are going in bed with the ANC. With coalition, when you want power, all these political parties are just sitting here lying. We as the Patriotic Alliance will go into coalition with anybody that will give our people jobs. If that's going to give our people jobs, we'll go. If that's going to give our people opportunities, we'll go into coalition with them. We don't have preference like this or this one.
You would go into bed with a white supremacist organization like the RVB, which had a swastika as its emblem. Really?
I would. And I'm unapologetic about the fact that I'm not becoming them. That's the problem. They want to swallow. Nobody's going to swallow the PA. We know what we stand for. It's like saying, I'm not going to do this, you're not going to change us. I'm not going to all of a sudden change this emblem to a swastika. What we are in politics, so our people can get jobs, our people can get houses, our people can get opportunities. If it means that we must have some sort of agreement. I do business with racist white people. Why can I not do politics with them? And then there's some people that don't like me, and they do business with me. So people mustn't come here and talk all sorts of rubbish. Like, no, we will not go. The ANC and the DA said they will not go in with the ANC in coalition. They did it in B2 already. They did coalition there.
It's my favorite example of our politics is B2. Yes. So is politics business for you?
No, politics is not business for me. The difference between us as leaders of the PA and most of this political party, I'm not on any list. I don't need the money. I have my own money. For me, it's about my people. You know, we all know, nobody wants to say it, that colored people are the most marginalized, the most ignored. And I'm here to make sure that everybody gets treated fairly, and particularly bringing colored people also to the table. And that's what what business politics is for me also.
I'm fascinated because when I've spoken to your people before, in various interviews, they've been very careful to say, and I mean all political parties say they're for everybody, right? You're talking about your people as coloured people. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging that at all. But there are more coloured people in this country than white people, and you haven't got that big a share of the vote. I mean, do you think that share is going to grow?
No, you see, the problem that you're having is that we are not only for colored people, but we are unapologetic of the fact that we bring the colored agenda to the table.
Sure.
I'm sitting here, bringing the colored agenda to the table. The issue is that the colored people, and I'm saying it, they have not been very smart politically. With the numbers that they have, they should control South Africa. But I'm going to make sure that they have realized that now. That's why in the city of Joburg, we put the DA in power in Nelson Mandela Bay. We put the ANC in power in the city of Joburg. Our vote. And this time, we're just going to be more smarter and less trusting of both parties.
So it's interesting you talk about what happened in Nelson Mandela Bay. And I mean, you and I both know that we're going to talk about this for a little while, because you had one councillor, Marlon Daniels, right? And in a way you did hold the balance of power with that one councillor. I mean, he used it very well in some ways, but he did move back and forth, and that caused chaos. So can you, when you go into a coalition, are you going to do the same again? Is it just going to be transactional? You know, if I remember correctly, there was one incident where he wouldn't vote in favour of Mongameli Bobani's budget, and I know Bobani's passed on now, wouldn't vote in favour of his budget. Suddenly he became a member of Bobani's mayoral committee and then voted in favour of his budget. I mean, is that politics? It sounds like business, but is that politics?
That's exactly what we intend to do again. Because you see, who did he cause chaos for?
Everybody.
Except us. And who does he represent? Us. He didn't cause chaos for us. He caused chaos for our opponents. And that's politics for us. We are very happy with Marlon Daniels. We are going to do the very same thing. The mere fact that Marlon could move from this position to that position. Most politicians cannot do that because they are owned somewhere by a business person. And that business person's interest must come first. So they cannot move because the PA doesn't have all these business people funding them. We don't have white monopoly capital money or black capital money. It's our own money in the PA. So Marlon Daniels' strategy has given young people jobs in Nelson Mandela Bay. The reason I remember the incident of Bobani very clearly. Bobani didn't want to hire colored people. And we said to Bobani, may his soul rest in peace, that we will not support you. When he started hiring the colored people, we then formed part of it to oversee that process.
So what I'm trying to get to is, I mean, we all know that the negotiations around coalitions probably started already, and in some ways they start in interviews like this because everyone's watching everybody else, right? They're not shaking hands, they're touching elbows, but the fact is that you were not consistent in Nelson Mandela Bay. You may say that you were consistent for your people, that's fine, I get it. But I mean, you were in a coalition with the UDM and other parties and sort of the ANC and Andile Lungisa, and I realize Andile Lungisa's relationship with the ANC is complicated. But you were in coalition in Nelson Mandela Bay. You eventually changed, and in the end, the DA sort of came back, which again, I think Marlon Daniels in the end, I can't remember if he had to abstain to make it happen or if he voted in favour of the DA mayor. But the point is there's no consistency. So why would someone go into a coalition with the Patriotic Alliance knowing that tomorrow you could walk out?
You know, I think, let me start with the second part of your question. Why would somebody go into a coalition? It's because they need us.
So that's the only reason?
The only reason they come into a coalition with us is one, they need us. The second reason for me is the ANC is a black majority government. But most black people are poor. So the ANC is confused who they represent. We are not confused. We go in there, we tell you that this is what we want. If you don't do that, we move you on to the next one. On to the next one. We are not there to make friends. I drive with my friends and watch football on weekends. In politics, I'm there to deliver to our people. We will change them. We're going to chop and change them. We're going to make our demands. You do one thing. Trollop. We agreed. He missed one of the 12 things we agreed on. We removed him.
You talk about business, and I mean, this keeps coming back. So in 2017, you went on a trip to Russia with the then Energy Minister David Mahlobo, right?
No.
Sunday Times says you did. With Kenny Kunene.
The Sunday Times said Zuma's got a house in Dubai.
Did you complain to the press on about the story?
Why would I do that? They said I got a 5 billion gas deal. Yeah. Where's the gas deal? They said
so hold on, let me ask the question, okay, and you'll see where I'm going. You deny it, but you didn't complain to the press on it, and I would think if you're on the front page...
I don't give a damn what they say about me.
You're a politician, you don't care what the media says?
I don't care what the media... Okay. The media's got nothing good to say about us.
Okay. So you and Kenny Kunene, according to the Sunday Times, went on this trip. Your councillor, Leanne Williams, was nearly appointed the National Police Commissioner by President Jacob Zuma. She's confirmed that to me twice, by the way, in separate interviews. What's your relationship with former President Zuma? It looks very close.
Let me tell you something. We've got relationships with all politicians. The problem that the Sunday Times has and most white people, because they hate Zuma. They want us all to hate Zuma. I don't hate Zuma. President Zuma was the one that asked me not to go with the DA in coalition. He called, he said, please choose Andile Lungisa. I didn't choose Andile Lungisa. I said, Marlon was not happy with me. Still Hazen was sitting there. So why do people say, when I'm not listening, I don't get controlled by white money. So if Zuma controlled us, I would have gone into coalition with the ANC when they asked me.
Well, he didn't, Joburg, and they threw you out.
I'm the one that introduced them to this ocean economy thing. They will say what they like about us. We don't really care with Kenny Kunene. We are business people. We've made our money. We don't care. We don't get controlled by no one. And the Sunny Times has apologized week after week to people. Why would I live my life worrying about what they say? They lie about me all the time.
Gayton McKenzie, I said before this interview that you and I would box. I'm glad we didn't disappoint each other. Thank you very much indeed. The leader, the president, of the Patriotic Alliance.